So a warm welcome for our lunch presenter, Lori. Lori C.
Thank you. Okay, so let me just get this. I have a deck somewhere, so hold on a second. Here we go. Oops. Uh-oh. Nope, that's me. Can't look at that yet. Okay, sorry about that. Hi, everyone. I'm sorry that I'm talking to you during your lunch, so just keep eating, but I will be quick and short. But I'm excited that we were able to present here today. I want to talk a little bit about acquisition email. I heard some dribblings about, thoughts around acquisition emails, so hopefully after this you guys feel really strong and confident about it. Email just in general, right? It's one of the most effective and budget-friendly ways to get your message out there. But most companies, or many companies, aren't using it as part of their acquisition strategy. So I'm here to change that. So just really quick, I'm Lori Colantuono. I've been at Data Axle for 27 years, last 20 years on email specifically, acquisition email. So it's near and dear to my heart. Data Axle is actually a data company. We're a leader in data on both business and consumer data. We can activate our data in many channels, and we can help you, build strategies and things of that nature. We've been around for 50 years. We just celebrated our 50-year anniversary this year. So we're a strong data company that isn't going anywhere. Before I keep going, I just wanted to ask quickly, who is familiar with acquisition email specifically? And I'll try to see show of hands. Oh, okay, great. Well, so out of the two of you, who's actually using it in their strategies today for acquisition? Any of you using it, or you're just familiar? You are. Oh, could be new best friends. Well, hopefully, after this, more of you will be raising your hands. Acquisition email is, first let me define it. It's a channel that customers or marketers use to actually grow their customer base. It has sending emails, campaigns to permission-based, keyword, permission-based emails that marketers can share their products, their services, their offerings without having an existing relationship with that prospect. Ideally, the data that you want is you want it to be vetted out third-party data, that these emails are able to get your solicitations because they've agreed and understand what that means. Why is it important? So we asked 272 marketers, very similar to the marketers in this room, and we asked them, how much is acquisition part of your marketing strategy? So basically, do you need to acquire new customers as part of your marketing strategy? And as you see, over 70% said yes. This is one of our, usually it's one of the top three. So as D2C brand marketers, is that about right? Like acquisition strategy, building out your funnel, filling the pipeline, would you agree that that's probably one of your bigger things that you need to do? It's hard to see, but I think I see some nods. Well, then that's great, and that's exactly what we're talking about, is this channel in acquisition email is very often overlooked. And I'll tell you why. I'll have the bare honest truth here. It's because people think it's spammy, heard that a lot this weekend, or people think it's not compliant, and they just don't have the right partner and they don't know how to leverage the data effectively. So what I can tell you is if you do work with the right partner, you will absolutely have a very good experience, and you'll see that it will drive revenue, and it will help increase your return on value there. So it's absolutely something that does work. Okay, some of the benefits. So 77% of marketers that we asked, when you include acquisition email in your acquisition strategies and programs, do you see that ROI increase? And over 70% of them said yes, we absolutely do. And there's a few reasons for that. I know that it drives, higher ROI because we've seen it and our customers tell us this. But it also improves brand awareness. This is a great tactic if you're trying to get your message to the masses because it is so scalable and it's very affordable. So that's one of the big things as to why customers come to us and marketers come to us and want us to help them in this channel. And it also sends qualified leads through your pipeline so that you're constantly filling that funnel and you're able to keep it full with qualified prospects. And that's a really important statement, and I'll explain a little bit more about how we qualify. The other way that I love this channel for, the other reason, is it's a direct attribution. I've heard a lot about attribution, which I'm excited about because we are all about attribution. That one-to-one attribution where you can take an email that you know you've sent and you can actually turn it back and find that person that actually engaged in your program. A quick little case study is we work with an optometry chain, and they had 600 locations nationwide looking for more customers, more patients to come into their locations. So they came to us, we put together a plan, and we looked at their best customers. First thing we did, so we can create lookalikes through our data. And we do that for everyone for free if they need us to help them with that. We then identified also anyone that wears glasses or contacts, so very targeted. And then we did a 5-mile radius around test locations and test areas. We did a multi-touch drop, meaning we reached out to that same audience multiple times throughout a 1-month span. And we looked at results and learned, we did a lot of testing too, with like content testing and subject line testing, a whole bunch of different things, until we found the formula that worked best. And as you can see, we did a matchback attribution on our test about 30 days after the program completed. They sent us all their customers within that time frame, and we did a matchback to the data that we had been marketing to, and 38% matched. Now, that doesn't mean they clicked right through on that specific email. They saw the email, they opened the email, they may have clicked through the email. They may have then, of course, gone right into the store. So that's why the attribution to match customer data is so important. And you want to make sure if you're working with a partner on this strategy, you give them the data back so that we can measure the results and see what's working. And, I just wanted to also show, sorry, they got a 3-time return on ad spend. So if you see, not only were we driving qualified patients into their chains and their locations, but they were spending, and they were spending a decent amount of money. Okay, now we'll go to the next one. So how does this fit into omnichannel? We've been hearing a lot about omnichannel, and I keep waiting to hear someone say, I hear video, Facebook, TV, CTV, direct mail even, haven't heard acquisition email. So we asked people, we said, how do you want to hear from your brands that you're currently engaging with? And as you can see, so many of them, email's right at the top. So they're telling us that they want to hear, in all the different generations, they want to hear from brands in email. So that's why we feel so strongly that this is an absolute great gateway into the space, because they're telling us they want to hear from us in this way. Also, you'll see social media is, kind of right behind it, or of course in the Gen Z, it's right at the top, not a surprise. But leveraging social media with email and having that full cohesive experience, so it's seamless to the client. We can launch a campaign for email that coincides with that digital or that Facebook or that direct mail. And we've seen lifts anywhere from 10 up to 15, 20% in that engagement for that campaign specifically. We've done a ton of A/B testing to prove out our theory, and it always drives the results. And email is definitely one of the forefronts in those things. So for success, there's several things that you need to be aware of, because I do understand the stigma. I have very thick skin, so I don't get offended when I'm called a spammer, because I know in my heart and with my clients that we work with for the last 20 years, this channel works. Clean data, number one. First and foremost, it's the benchmark of every program that we run. You want high, accurate, quality data. That's going to be your first start. You may not know Data Axle by name because it's not like a Google or a Facebook, but if you're doing a search for a business to look for the office hours or when they're opened or if they take a MasterCard or Visa, you're interacting and engaging with Data Axle. We supply the top 4 search engines with our data. So it has to be accurate, it has to be up to date, and it has to be real time. And that's what we give to our customers. So we feel very confident about the data. So make sure any partner you work with, ask them, vet them out about their data, their cleaning, and compliance. Number 2, probably number 1A and 1B. Data compliance, there's a lot that goes into email. As you know, just sending regular retention email, we've got CCPA and GDPR and all of these different things that are driving decisions on how to become the best email marketer without crossing lines and getting in trouble, right? We do the same thing for acquisition. We make sure that we are completely compliant. We have a group that actually waits to see what's coming 6 months from now, and we educate. Data Axle, like iOS 15, I think someone mentioned it earlier. We were a little nervous about it. Open rates are really big for acquisition and measuring success. And what we wound up doing is educating our customers way before the iOS 15 hit. So they felt really confident, they felt very calm that we were just gonna look at other metrics and other indicators to show success, and they felt trusted that we knew what they were talking about. They knew what we were talking about. The third one is modeling your audiences. I alluded to this with our optometry use case, but if you've never done acquisition email before and you want to really just dip your toe in the water with it, this is a great way to just take your best customers and let us create lookalikes for you. It's not going to be an intricate model with deciles and all of that, although we do that. But for a program like this, you just want a quick, down and dirty profile of who your customers are and how they're going to match up to the data that you're going to be sending, and then take lookalikes from there. Really, really effective strategy, and something that we, again, ours we do for free, but I'm sure you have partners if you work with too that they can help you with this. The last bullet here is about strategy. So I was talking to Megan because we brought this up, and I said, so many times I hear acquisition email doesn't work. So I start to peel back the layers a little bit more, and I find out that they did one campaign for 100,000 or 1 million or whatever that volume is. They did one campaign and measured all of the results based off of that one touch. So remember this, consumers are not used to hearing from you if it's a true prospect in this channel. You have to give multi-touches to this channel in order for it to be effective. You have to build brand trust, you have to build a what's in it for me within your creative, and you really want to make sure that the consumer and you are communicating weekly, and you will start to see it does drive results and it does drive ROI. So that's something that I would, definitely recommend, that anybody you work with, you need a plan. Just like retention, you wouldn't just blast your whole retention file and walk away from it. You have to do the same kind of mindset with acquisition. So if you want to learn more, we are actually giving away a free creative audit. We actually have an award-winning creative agency at Data Axle. Marriott is one of our big clients that we do all their email creative for, and I think we do their social as well. So that's just something that we're offering for free. There's no strings attached. All you have to do is scan the QR code, and you can pick a retention or an acquisition creative. It's basically a scorecard just showing you how you rank in very important areas that make emails, effective and positive. So we are happy to do that for anybody here, and all you have to do is scan the QR code or see myself, or I've got Melissa and Jessica over here, and we would love to just talk to you guys more about it. So I think that's it. I don't think I have questions. So, okay, that's it. Thank you.